Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger, my friends. As predicted, it looks like we have just a little bit more Lily footage for you in Street Fighter 6. Maybe it's not quite as revelatory as the Zangief footage, but still, we have learned a decent amount more on how Lily works. Now, in case you're unaware, Lily is effectively the t.hawk analog in this game, although she has some of her own unique mechanics, and this Twitter clip is definitely showing them off as we get a good idea about the Condor Wind. So the Condor Wind builds windclad stacks, and you can burn these stacks on supercharging a lot of your moves. We know this mechanic can buff her Condor Spire, her Condor Dive, and also her Tomahawk Buster, her Shoryuken analog. As we can see here, just gaining a stack of Condor Wind, you just basically spin the clubs around a little bit, and then you'll gain some stacks. You can see she has a bit of a wind aura around her, indicating that she has the windclad stock on her. And it looks like this move comes in 3 flavors: fast, slower, and one that's just an attack. And it could just be as simple as whatever motion it is, and light, medium, and heavy, and depending on the button you press, you get that version of the move. Now, building a windclad stock for one button and another button being attacked, that's simple enough. That makes sense, right? But the real thing I wonder is the difference between the faster version and the slower version. So as far as the windclad stock goes, like, can you stack it multiple times? Can you only have it one at a time? Does the faster version perhaps give you 1 stock and the slower version give you 2 stocks? Perhaps the slower version doesn't have another secondary benefit, like maybe it deflects projectiles or something like that while you're doing it, because you are standing, dancing around doing nothing for quite a bit. I guess these are the things we have to wait and see on. The one thing that I find at least very beneficial for it being its own move is, since you can build up a windclad stock whenever you want, characters that would nominally be inclined to like run away or zone, you can just let them do their thing, and you can build up the windclad stocks as pretty as you please. And since the moves it turbocharges are the moves that move her across the screen at a terrifying rate, that means if they let you build up those stacks, getting in is not going to be terribly difficult. Now, one thing here, this is very small, very small, but it matters a lot to me. So in her neutral stance, just not doing anything, the way she holds her clubs out, it is her arms outwards and the clubs facing inwards. And effectively, this exactly recreates T-Hawk's idle stance, where he holds his arms out, but the hands are pointed facing towards the enemy. So while it's not quite 1-to-1 to be sure, because, you know, she's holding 2 weapons instead, it's definitely what they're trying to evoke here, and I am absolutely for it. Now, you might also take notice of her dash here. It's slow, it doesn't go far, it's useless, it's disgusting, and I couldn't be happier about it. Why? Because this is the kind of bad dash you give to someone who's really good at command grabs. You gotta give these kind of characters bad dashes, because otherwise all they do is just dash up to you and throw you all day long. So seeing a bad dash actually reassures me about the character. It actually makes me happy. And we only get a little taste of it at the very end, but it looks like her walk speed might be pretty slow too, which honestly much the same. Slow walk speed means good grappling. And as we'll talk about in a little bit here, she's gonna have ways to circumvent that anyways. So following up in her mini trailer, a big old bonk followed by an EX wind enhanced Condor Spire, and boy howdy, this is a doozy. So first, let's talk that initial hit, because she's nowhere near Blanca when this move starts. It connects from what I would say is an unreasonable distance, which is good for Lily. And it's multi-hit and a knocks down, yes, but just the overall distance it travels as a whole is shocking, honestly. It looks to have almost like double the range of T-Hawk's furthest Condor Spire. And yes, granted, she's burning meter and she's burning one of the windclad stocks, but still, the option is there. And I have to assume, just like T-Hawk, the EX version is full projectile invincible, meaning it's gonna be difficult to throw fireballs against her, if that's the case anyways. And this is the other reason why I'm not worried about the slow walk speed or the bad dash or anything, because I'm assuming, like T.Hawk, her real movement is going to be tied into her special moves. Like for Hawk, instead of using the Awful Dash, why not just use Condor Spire to get around? It builds meter, has a hitbox, and can go over all sorts of moves. So basically same deal for Lily. Why walk and dash when you can Condor Spire and Condor Dive instead? If it's like Street Fighter 4, Condor Spire, if you space it correctly, will be plus on block, and God help you all if the wind stack version of Condor Dive is safe on block, because then we're going to be spamming it till the cows come home. And now the final bit of this. So the EX Condor Spire, it launches a little bit, to the point where, well, you can actually get a level 2 super follow-up. So my understanding is the level 2 here is called the Thunderbird. And it's effectively a big vortex super in more ways than one. Obviously, the appearance, yes, where she creates basically a big old hurricane, a big tornado, and sucks you in. And, well, that's the other thing, is it actively sucks you in. At the start of this, Blanka's actually pretty far away, and he gets pulled into the move as to make sure that he doesn't, like, accidentally fall out and you wasted your meter for nothing. Sort of like Ken's Shin Ryuken super from various Street Fighter games. At bare minimum, this definitely looks like a big no-fly zone super, like do not jump if they think about preparing this move against you. And good to know that this is a combo fodder super as well, because we got it off the juggle, and it works very well off of a juggle. And as for the EX Condor Spire that led to it to begin with, since it does have juggle properties, maybe not mid-screen, but perhaps in the corner you can get like a Tomahawk Buster or something as a follow-up, just like T.hawk can in Street Fighter 4. And that's our small clip. So once again here, not a lot of footage, but we can infer a lot about the character from this footage, and that's just fantastic. Looks like we'll probably get a Cammy one to finish off the trio, and I'd like to see a Honda one, honestly, because there's almost no info and footage on Honda. Like, that's just me talking, but come on, showcase the boy off here. But yeah, excited. The Condor Wind mechanic, like buffing a lot of the core moves, is really, really cool. And the fact that you can just build the stacks for the windclad stock at will, that makes a lot of potentially bad matchups a lot more, like, ideally livable. Because if you want to play keep away, if you want to run away, okay, I'll just build stacks all day and get all of my best moves turbocharged. So that sounds like a fair trade-off to me. But in the end, as, you know, the T.hawk super fan, I'm just really digging what I'm seeing. In a lot of ways, Lily is just the little version of T.hawk, just with the big sticks to help make up for the range. And in a lot of ways, looks like a better, like, you know, Shin T.hawk, Satsui no Hado version of T.hawk, just the superior version. So really looking forward to getting my hands on it. But yeah, other than all this, I guess we're at the end of the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Street Fighter.